Amelia, and I'm going to be doing her hair and changing her. She's going to be wearing this light blue sleeper that has an ABC blocks on it, and it has a little teddy bear on it that reminds me of Paddington, just with a red hat instead of a yellow hat, which is super cute and soft. I'm sure this will be big on her, but that's perfectly fine. And it even has the little feet. Woohoo! So, right now, this is what she is in. Is this little winter outfit that has a hood on it that has stuff in it apparently, but it is a brown color on the inside and super soft and cozy, and the whole entire thing is dark blue. It has some green spots on it. Whoops, you guys can't even see it. There we go. And it has different designs, like I want to say these here's like a little chain, and then little like spaceships and stuff like that on it. But this is what she's in right now, and it doesn't have the feet built into it, but it's okay. And right here is her hair right now. It's just plain braided, and it's a little bit crooked, but it's okay. But she always loves to have her hair done up, so let me put you guys to where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Maybe. Yes, August is right there. He is just relaxing. So I'm going to change Amelia first. I'm cutting up my head here, but it's okay. I'd rather have you guys see what I'm doing than see my head. But I'm going to change her first into the sleeper before I do her hair. Now I know that I could do it vice versa if I wanted to, because her sleeper just, you put her in it and then zip it up, but I feel like it's better to get dressed than change your clothes, if that makes sense. I mean, better to get dressed than do your hair. That's what I meant. Now she does have the belly plate that she came with, and she keeps it on all the time. Man, I didn't realize this was going to be a struggle to get off. You have a hair and your pants. How was that possible? But she loves to stay in her clothes all the time, just like her brothers and sisters. But that's okay, because, you know, like I always say, it's better for them. Girl, your diaper's off your butt. Seriously, you cheeky girl. There we go. But, it's better for them to stay in their clothes than to have a meltdown and fight to get them changed. So that's why they always stay in their same clothes all the time for. Now I know that there is people that will constantly change their babies, like for their daytime clothes and then into their pajamas, and then there's even some that will change them multiple times a day because they peed through their diaper or something like that, or they had a poop explosion. But the babies get cleaned up if something like that happens, and get their clothes washed before I put them back on. So it's okay, they don't stay in dirty clothes or anything like that, because that's disgusting and gross. That was a little harder to do than I thought because of her hand, but we're getting there. Alright, get your other hand in there. Hoochia! 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 Get in there. Get in there. So yeah, I'm not being rough with her, I promise. I never be rough when I change my babies. but it is a little bit of a struggle with her hands to get her outfit on, but that's okay. Um, get your thumb through there, silly. Jeez, you ain't gonna fight mommy just to get on your pajamas. Don't tell me. Are you serious? Okay. Well, apparently this ain't gonna work. So, we're gonna put her pajamas back on. She had one. Take out your foot first. Maybe that'll be easier. Because this is too small. So, what I will do is take this back off of her. Put her other outfit back on her. And then we'll change August if he wants to be changed. Because I think this will fit him better since it doesn't fit her. But we tried. Because I knew that the outfit she had on said it was a 9-month. But it was a little bit big on her in this year. Oh wait, no, this here's a 9-month and it doesn't fit. And this here says it is a 12-month and it fits her. So now we know, don't put Amelia in 9-month clothing because it ain't going to work. But we tried. So no biggie, no wonder why she didn't want to get changed. She was like, Mommy, you're not changing me because it ain't going to fit. So Mommy's going to listen to you later on, okay? I promise. It won't happen again, baby girl. But let me know any video suggestions or anything like that you all might have. And somebody asked the question. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was about stemming. I will have to go back and re-find it, but I will answer about stemming anyways because I know you're curious, and a lot of people don't know a whole lot about being autistic or anything like that. But so with stemming, there's different stems that people will do. Like you can stare into outer space, you can stare at a light, watch cars going down the road, but to me I don't really see how staring at cars going down the road is stemming, because I know like even there's kids that's not autistic and even adults that's not autistic that if they don't watch the cars or anything out the window they get sick because their stomachs are that sensitive. But they say that that's a stem too, so it's like okay. But anyways, then people like to play with strings and watch them dangle. They like to spin in circles, watch stuff spinning. They will even take I'm gonna do up her hair. Oh, you all can't see. There we go. Okay. This is how we're going to do her hair then. But, there even, some of them don't like loud noises and flashing lights, like fire truck sirens, for instance. They don't like them because it hurts their ears because they got really sensitive ears. But some people like loud noises and flashing lights. Now, for the ones that like that stuff, they call it sensory seeking. And then for the ones that don't like it, they call it sensory avoidance. Because obviously if you don't like it, you're going to avoid it. Makes sense? But there's just all different kinds of stems, you know. You can rock back and forth, tap your foot, shake your hands like this here, like you're flapping. There's loads and loads of stems that everybody does. Now, with me being autistic, I am a sensory avoidance, which means I don't seek out like flashing lights and loud noises and stuff like that because it bothers me and my ears are really sensitive. and I'm extremely sensitive to certain smells of foods like broccoli. It makes me gag because it's really disgusting and gross. But I know that there is people that is on the spectrum as well, where they like to, they're sensory seekers because they like to seek out the loud noises, the flashing lights. They are not necessarily picky eaters, but some of us are picky eaters. Um, what else is there? Oh, and of course, wearing headphones for some people is a must, but some people it's not. It just varies on the person. There is three different levels of autistic for the spectrum disorder. It goes, one means you're high functioning, you don't need a whole lot of help and support. Two means you need more help and support. And three means you need the most help and support. And it used to be seven different levels, but they changed that. I don't know when they changed it, but they did. So that's why now it is just the three different levels. So if somebody goes, well, I'm high functioning autism, don't think that they don't have struggles or anything like that, because they do, and they need their own help and support, just not as much as somebody that's level 2 or level 3. And then not everybody that's on the spectrum has to do therapies like speech, occupational therapy. Some have to do physical therapy as well. But it just depends on their needs and stuff like that. Because, just because somebody on the spectrum rocks back and forth and is really sensitive to sounds and lights and stuff like that, doesn't mean that the next person that's on the level is going to be the same way, because that might not be the case. But it's a whole different range scale, and you're not going to find two people that's on the spectrum that's exactly the same, because everybody is different. But it's just like with everybody that's not autistic or anything else either, because not everybody has disabilities or anything like that, but yet they still have other stuff in common, if that makes any sense. And I'm cutting off my head, but I'm just trying to get it where you can see me changing August, since the other outfit, since this outfit wouldn't fit Amelia. So it's a bit of a struggle with this hand too, but at least it's fitting him perfectly. Thank you guys for joining my live stream. Sorry that you missed the beginning part. So I did try to put this outfit on Amelia, but it was too small, and it was a huge struggle to even get her hands in it, and it was too tight in her legs to even get it zipped up. So I put it back on her, which, if you caught that part, that's what I was doing. And then if you came in after that, I was throwing up her hair. But she's changed, so this turned into a changing the baby's video instead of just Amelia and talking about autism. But thank you guys for joining me. Plus, I'm answering about autism because somebody wanted to know about stimming, so I'm just going on and describing more about it into more detail, so you all can learn more and more about it, because it's fun to say and educate people on being autistic and have learning problems. Boy, your hair is a train wreck. But I've even had somebody once before tell me, oh, well, you don't look autistic. Well, okay, just because you said I don't look like I'm autistic doesn't mean I'm not, because I have proof on a piece of paper that says that I am. And plus, I found out anyways through watching different YouTubers, because I was like, okay, why is it I'm this age here and doing all of these things, but people that my age don't do these things? So then one day it clicked, and it's like, oh, you're autistic. So that made perfect sense. And then once it clicked, it's like, yep, all this makes perfect sense why I was the way I was when I was a kid and everything else. And I'm sorry if this makes you guys cringe, me brushing out his hair like this, but his hair is just too much of a train wreck, so I had to. And I know I could spray water on it, but I misplaced the spray bottle. So that's why he's just getting his hair brushed like this. Ta-da! Here's August. One clean brushed little boy. But, so, yeah, you're not gonna find two people that's autistic that is, liking the same stuff or acts the same way or anything like that, because, you know, everybody's different in their own ways and everything like that. Let me put you guys over here like this. There we go. Like we normally do. But, so, yeah, like, being autistic doesn't mean that you have a certain way you're supposed to look or a certain thing you're supposed to do or anything like that. You know, just because somebody knows somebody else that's autistic, well, that person might be nonverbal and can't talk. Well, not everybody that is on the spectrum can't talk, which is a no-brainer there. But, everybody's severity and stuff is just different. I mean, you're still going to find some of us on the spectrum that do the same thing, like rocking back and forth, for instance, or some, when they get excited, will jump up and down. Some, when they get super excited, will go like this, which is called flapping. And some even vocal stem, like I have vocal stem, which my vocal stemming will be like, you know how when you go to the dentist and they put that water in your mouth with that squirt thing, and then they take the spit sucker, as I call it, and how it sounds when your mouth is open and closed. I stem like that because I can match that sound, which is called vocal stemming. So there's just a lot of different stems and stuff that people does. And, you know, everybody is going to stem in their own ways because, you know, like, for instance, Abby loves to be loud or noisy. I like it where it's more quiet. And yes, Abby from Following Autism, because I love watching their channel as well. And, like, she can handle going out places without needing headphones, where somebody else that's on the spectrum needs headphones, if that makes any sense, you know? Like, okay, she likes to have it where she's really loud. She is constantly making her noises. They call her little dinosaur because of the noises that she makes, but she uses a AAC device, and she uses modified sign language to communicate. Well, see, you can't do a comparison because those are the things that she needs. That's her severity level of being autistic, as compared to me, where I can talk and I don't like loud noises and stuff like that. So, there's just no comparison in between everybody that's on the spectrum. Like, you could put everybody that's on a spectrum into a huge group. You're not going to find two people exactly the same. You might find some that likes the same stuff, that does some of the same stuff, but they're not going to be completely the same. But also, most people that is on the spectrum has learning disabilities, which means that they're slow learners. And sometimes also, when you're on the spectrum, you can also have sensory processing disorder, which means that you have really sensitive ears and taste and stuff like that, which, yes, I have those things. They're not fun. But, yeah, I enjoy educating everybody on it because some people probably already know this stuff, but I'm sure that there's a bunch of people that's like, oh, wow, like, I love going to Autistic Reborn Mommy's channel because I got to learn more about disabilities and being autistic and stuff like that. So I just feel like it's really fun just to educate everybody because it's true, you know, every day you learn something new. Plus, When you have learning disabilities, it doesn't mean that you're stupid or anything like that, because nobody is. It just means that you learn differently. You know, like, okay, if you're in school and you're in special ed classes, who cares? Just because they're on page 157 and you're on page 17 doesn't mean nothing. It just means that you learn differently and it takes you a while to learn stuff. But once you pick up on it, by God, you're good to go and you understand it perfectly. Doesn't mean you're stupid or anything like that, because nobody seriously is. But you know, who cares what other people think? You're gonna have bullies no matter what, because yeah, you got people that pick on people, putting them down, making them feel like crap and everything else, but they're not. They probably just don't feel good about themselves, so you just gotta block them out and let the haters hate. And do like JoJo said, come back like a boomerang, you know, because that's a good song. But the reason that I say that all my babies are autistic and have learning problems like me is because I feel like it's what makes them unique and everything like that. And plus, like, August here, you know, he seriously had a flat spot on his head because he was born with it, and then it fixed itself on its own, because I had thought about, like, yeah, even though he's a doll, with quotes around that. Then I thought about taking his head and popping out the dent, but then I'm like, why do that? Because I wanted one that was unique in its own way, that didn't have anything where it was like, oh, like with Leon, for instance, like you see, he looks like a perfectly normal kid, but really, he ain't, because he's autistic and has learning disabilities. But with August, you can tell his, because like if you look at his face, you can tell that it's smushed in. And then plus the other obvious is his arm is shorter and fatter than this arm. So that's what makes him stand out even more. And plus with Lane, look at him, you know. He has rosacea, that's why he's red. He also has to do speech, occupational therapy, and physical therapy, because it affects his motor skills, and they call it horse walking. See? His stuff is obvious too, but just because somebody has, as they call it, oh, invisible. I was about to say individual, which was too funny if I would have said individual, but it's invisible. Disabilities doesn't mean that they don't have them just because you can't see them. You know, that would be like telling somebody that's blind that, oh, they don't look like they're blind. Well, okay, just because somebody's wearing sunglasses and they have their seeing idol with them doesn't mean they're not blind. Because look at Molly Burke. She's blind. She even says that she's really sensitive to lights. Doesn't mean she ain't blind, though. I mean, heck, you can just tell by her eyes that's going like this that she's blind. I mean, just watch her videos for like 5 seconds. You'll see her running into things. You'll see her where she's filling around the wall. You'll see her, where she, when she first moved into her house, where when it got remodeled and everything like that, like, she was literally tripping over everything because she's blind. She's not making that up. And if there's people that's going to make up they got disabilities, they better get themselves some help, because they're messed up in the head. I will be straight up with that, you know. Don't make up that you have a disability if you don't, because I'm sure there's people that will do that, but it's not fair to people that does have disabilities. And plus, just because those of us that's in the disability community, because yes, being autistic is a disability, in case if you didn't know that. Another fun fact you just learned. But, yeah, don't make fun of people in the disability community, because it's not nice. And hey, even if you need hearing aids, that's a disability, because you're got a hearing impairment. Okay? So don't go making fun of anybody for anything. And just like some people, they might walk differently. They might not be able to stand up straight. Don't make fun of them. Don't stare at them. It's not nice. How would you like it if that was you? Put yourself in their shoes. You know, would you like it if that was you and somebody was staring at you? It would make you feel uncomfortable and you'd want to leave. That's how people feel when people does that. it makes them feel uncomfortable and it makes them want to leave. So don't do it. It's why people say it's not polite to stare, and that's why people say don't make fun of other people, because it really is mean and hurtful. But plus, there is people where they have other disabilities too. Like there's some people that, yeah, they are vision impaired, they're hearing impaired. There's other people that have seizures. See, that's another disability. There's people that have what is that called? Cerebral palsy. And that's another disability too, because they can have seizures, it can affect their speech, it can affect the way they walk and stuff like that. So there's loads of disabilities out there and a lot of people have them. Just not everybody's you can see. Like, there's even Abby and Brittany, for instance. They are two people in one body, but they're two different individuals and two different personalities and stuff like that. And yes, I loved their show when they was on TLC, but they were just geniuses and mind-blowing. And it took until not the other night, till last night, to really realize which one was Abby and which one was Brittany. But you know what? They're awesome people. They are teachers, in case if you all didn't know that. But they are fantastic, wonderful people. There's loads of different YouTubers out there that's got disabilities that you probably don't even know about. There's probably some out there where they have their own issues that they're dealing with, just they might hide them because they don't want people to know about it. But then there's some people that will have their disabilities and be open and talk about it to educate other people about it, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. People's got their own battles and struggles they gotta deal with anyways. But it's okay, because you make friends, you lose friends, you find out who the real ones are and stuff like that, because that's just part of life. Not everything is fair and not everybody gets what they want and stuff like that, but you can't help it. Plus, in case if you guys didn't know that I describe everything in detail, the reason for that is because some of the subscribers are vision impaired, which means that they're blind, and some can't see at all, so the only way that they can have a sense of what stuff looks like is for it to be described to them. And then some of them, they can see, just they have to have the screen or the page up close to them or whatever it may be so they can actually see it. Plus, if you take Jessica, for instance, from Autistic Interpretations, she has a bunch of disabilities as well, because she's blind, she's autistic, yeah, she can be blind and autistic. She even has, I forget what else there was, but she has some kind of a thing that goes in her neck that you can see when she moves her head, because it helps drain out the water from her brain. But you can check out their channel, and there's a video that they posted where they describe all of her disabilities that she has. So feel free to check out her channel to learn more about her disabilities, because there's seriously a lot of good YouTubers out there that's in the reborn community, that's just regular vloggers, and there's also a bunch of good ones too that describe and do daily videos with disabilities too. And plus there's not Jessica, it's Jennifer, what is her last name? I can't even think of what it is now, or even how you spell it, but she was on Following Autism, if y'all know who that was. Because for some reason I got Jessica and Zamolo in my head, but that ain't even her, because it's for Zamolo is Rebecca Zamolo from the Zan fam. So no clue why I was even thinking about them put together. But they're wonderful YouTubers. And plus, you even got our landing crew. Where look, Stephanie's autistic, 4 out of her 6 kids is autistic. And Noah's the oldest one that's on the spectrum. Look at him. He's come a long ways. And plus, their baby sister Penelope, she's just like her older brother Liam, where they need an AAC device to communicate. But look, they still have a few words. And yeah, just because they have a few words doesn't mean that they're verbal. You can have a few words that's not usable and not functioning, which means that they can say the word, but it won't be appropriate when they say it. So that is a thing, in case you all didn't know that either. But there's all kinds of stuff and all kinds of channels that will help you all understand with the autism spectrum disorder and everything a little bit better. Thank you all for joining my live, and I will see you all tomorrow in the next video. And I hope you all at least learned something from me talking about autism and disabilities. And please, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do so. It is 1000% free, and none of my videos have ads in them. Thank you guys. See you later.